Morning everyone. So this week's interactive reading was a choice between path 1, 2 or 3. Okay. Again, this week I'm using the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck by Colette Barnreed. So let's get started. You can come and follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and obviously my YouTube channel as well. So, for those of you drawn to path 1, fear. Okay, so with fear, it's all about, having the fear of maybe making a mistake or saying something wrong, but also the fear of standing up for what you believe in and standing up for who you are as a person. There's a lot of, as you can see there's the greenery there, but also the rocks then as well. Sometimes with fear you have to just keep going. And funny enough, there's a piece of water there. Okay, so maybe jump in a boat and just paddle on upstream and ignore all of this other fear and all these other worries and burdens that are coming into play for you. For some of you though, it's a case of trying to maybe decipher what it is that you really want in life, and for some of you it's about turning off up here and listening more to here and becoming more here, okay, because it's up here that will cause a lot of the problems of magnifying areas, and therefore fear grows. So that's something that you don't want to happen anymore. Okay, trust, like the opposite to fear is trust, and that is something that you need to do more of. Trust yourself to make the right decision, and trust that the decisions that you've made thus far have led you to a point of where you should be and where you ought to be. Okay, so that's path 1, and it was fear. So, and then we move on to path 2. Okay, so path 2, communication. Some of you really need to start opening this and vocalizing what it is that you want, and maybe internally communicating with yourself as to what it is that you truly want as well. As you can see there, you see the whirlwind on the stone there, and it goes round and round and round and round. Like, I feel some of you that maybe are chasing your own tail, and you just can't seem to get out of the trap, or find the junction or the route, the left or right hand turn to get off the merry-go-round. But that needs to change, and you need to be able to open this. Some of you maybe feel that you are communicating, but dropping hints and maybe steering things, manipulating things to maybe fall into your lap isn't the way forward, and you need to be able to communicate it a bit more open and a bit more freer. Okay. Others, I feel you're sending off your energy fields and you're sending out the right vibes, but you're not sending them to the right people. Like there's big, like the communication, you've got the big rock, and then you've got the nice leafy display, but you've also got these big black areas, big black holes that I think some of you maybe are falling into. And this is where your communication and your voice gets lost. You need to just say it, stop holding back, say it. Once it's not obviously going to harm somebody else, and it's for the greater good of something, be a bit more colourful about it as well. In life, everything, the yin yang, you've got your black and your white, but we live in a big giant grey area. And I think a lot of people need to remember this big grey area. But it can be any colour. It doesn't have to be black and white. It doesn't have to be grey. It can be, red and blue and kind of purpley in the middle. So notch up the communication and speak, and ask the questions that you want answered. Ask the questions. Okay? Right, so that's path 2. That was communication. And then we move on to path 3. Now, so path 3. Okay, so for path 3 we have joy. So, joy. Okay. I feel for some of you it's a case of maybe feeling guilty about being happy. Like, you know, there's so much other things going on in your life that, you know, or so many things that have happened that you don't feel like you deserve that joy and that happiness. Well, that simply isn't true. Everyone deserves happiness. Everyone deserves some joy in their life, whether it be, you know, finding a feather or finding a butterfly or seeing and noticing different signs from spirit. They bring you joy. It doesn't mean that you're happy because, you know, your loved ones are in spirit, or your close friends, and their circumstances and all the turmoil that goes along with it. But it's finding the joy that they are at peace, and that, you know, they have found home. And when the time is right, and, you know, you two will go home, when you will join your loved ones and your family and your friends as well. But it's about finding that joy and happiness here, for the time that you are here, and not feel guilty about finding that joy. Like, for some it will be about being in nature, and it will be about going for walks, but there's also the sun symbol there, and it's about finding that joy regardless of where it is and where it comes from. For others though, I feel like you are getting lost on your path and finding joy in unsavory environments and partaking in unsavory practices, and this will lead to the darkness, you know, and the self-destructive path, which, you know, for some of you picking this path will know, you know, or maybe will be now aware of the signs of this self-destructiveness and the self-sabotage. Maybe it's not destructiveness, but sabotage. You know, you feel that you're going so long, and then you find that you become a bit more self-sabotagey. But, you know, be gentle with yourself. You're here and you're doing just fine, and you need to relax and enjoy life a bit more and find the joy. Wake up and be joyful, you know. It doesn't matter what the reason is for your joy, but find your joy. Okay, so that's this week's interactive reading. I'm actually currently away, so anyone that's looking in the background is like, oh, what's she doing? I'm just currently away. I'll be back on Wednesday. Come and follow me on my YouTube and any other social media sites as well. I'd love to hear back from you publicly or via mail, privately. My email address is there as well, so you're more than welcome to contact me. Thank you. Bye.